Hello, New York City Guitar School community. My name is Emily, and today we are going to be talking about 5 simple steps that can help you get started singing and playing your favorite songs. We're going to be talking about the importance of printing out your chords and lyrics before you get started, strumming with 1 strum per chord, how to find the best key for your voice, picking your favorite strum for the song, and lastly, how to build up speed so that you feel like you're actually playing the real song. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get to it. So the very first thing that I do if I want to sing and play a song is I will print out the lyrics and the chords together all in one place so that I can see specifically what word I'm going to strum which chord on. Sometimes I'll even highlight or underline the specific lyric where this happens so that I can see exactly where these chords and lyrics are matching up. So today I'm singing the Elvis classic Can't Help Falling in Love, and I know that over the word wise, I'm going to strum C. Over men, B minor. Over say, A minor. Wise men say. That really helps me know, okay, on wise, I'm going to bring my strumming hand down on C. On men, E minor. So on and so forth. And it really just creates a lot of clarity and helps piece together the song so it doesn't just feel like I'm just strumming and hopefully the words match up. The main tidbit I want to share when it comes to singing and playing is don't be afraid to start small and simple at first. With a song like Can't Help Falling in Love, it's easy to right off the bat want to start arpeggiating, which will be beautiful and we can build our way up to that. Don't be afraid to start nice and small. Wise men say. So that's where I would start. I would really start understanding where you're strumming and what you're saying, because we're really multitasking here. We're fretting with our left hand, we're strumming with our right hand, we're singing. There's a lot going on. So we want to be sure that we are building a really strong foundation so that when we do start adding a full strum later on, we don't lose the lyrics and where they actually match up with these chords. So don't be afraid to start with just 1 strum per chord. Keep it simple so that way you can focus more on how the lyrics are fitting with what chord you're playing instead of how to master a specific strum just yet. It's very tempting to just want to sing the song in the original key, which sometimes works and other times it might feel a little uncomfortable. For Can't Help Falling in Love, if you're starting on a C to match what Elvis is singing, you're going to have your capo on fret 2. So initially, I'm just going to find out if that feels good in my voice. So I would just start with the first line. Wise men say, only fools rush in. All right, it's feeling pretty good so far. What I would do next, though, is I would look ahead to the highest point of the song. Because if those highest parts of the song feel a little out of my reach, then I know I should probably change the capo, take it down a notch. So for us, that would be that Like a River Flows section. Like a river flows surely to the sea. So we know that flows and C, those are the highest parts of the song. It feels all right, but maybe it feels a little high. So I would just take my capo, put it down on fret 1. Let's check that out. Like a river flows surely to the sea. That feels a little more comfortable, like I'm not really thinking about it as much. So honestly, I would go off of comfort and what feels good at first, and then maybe you could always experiment a little bit within this span of a few frets. So that's how I would get started finding your key, is sing through maybe the first line, sing through the lowest part of the song, sing through the highest part of the song, and even if it feels good, maybe put your capo up or transpose the song a half step, 2 half steps higher or lower and just see how it feels. It takes a little bit of time to do that and play around, but I think it's really worth it because once you really do find that key that really feels good in your voice, it's a great feeling and it's worth it. Let's talk about how to build up to the strum of your choice. It's fine to stay here. Wise men say. But if if you want something a little more like the original recording, or you want to use the best strum or the basic strum, something that you're comfortable with, I would play around with a few. Say we want to start with the best strum, which is down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. It sounds a little silly, but what I would do is I would kind of mumble speak the words as I'm playing the strum really slowly. So what I would do is something like this. Wise men say. This way you're really still putting together what word you're saying over what chord. And lucky for us with Can't Help Falling in Love, the word you're saying happens on beat 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So it's the first beat of the strum, which is actually great, at least for these first few lines. So that's what I would do. I would start really, really small. Maybe you even underline or highlight the syllable or the letter where beat 1 is happening, where you're strumming down on that first beat of the strum. Our last step to fully put our song together is to gain some speed with our tempo. A really good way to get comfortable gaining speed is to sing and play along with the original recording. Now, if you've changed the key or moved your capo around, this might take a little bit of finagling. I personally love the Amazing Slow Downer app because you can actually change the key and the speed of the song. I use it for nearly every song that I am learning how to sing and play. So if you are singing along with the recording, maybe you put the speed at 75%, depending. That's a good place to start. And then you could always go a little slower, a little faster, depending on how you're feeling. But this helps us keep our tempo. We can't stray from the tempo because the song is still going, but it's still slowed down, so it's a little more doable perhaps. You could also use a metronome and set your own tempo, or tap your foot. The main key here is we're starting slow and then we're building speed. So perhaps past number 1, you start wise men say. That's nice and slow. Maybe your next pass can be wise men say. And then finally, you could get up to maybe a tempo that you're more comfortable with. Wise men say. Right? And that might happen in one day. That might happen in a week or a month. It's just depending on the song you're using, the strum you're using, and your own specific journey. So there you have it. Hopefully you feel a little more comfortable and able to figure out how to sing and play a song of your choice. To review, number 1, I would say print out the lyrics and the chords so that you can have it in front of you and see exactly what word you're saying and what chord you're playing at the same time. Number 2, don't be afraid to start with a super simple strum so that you can start piecing the song and the form together. Maybe 1 strum per chord, that's fine. Number 3, take some time to figure out what key feels best in your voice. Take a capo, move it around, transpose the chords if you want. This will make it so much more fun to sing and play because it will feel good in your voice specifically. Number 4, figure out what strum sounds like the original song, or maybe pick your own strum for the sound that you like. And again, don't be afraid to start with a nice and easy tempo so that you can still really pay attention to what you're doing with your strumming hand when you say a specific word. And lastly, play along with the recording, play along with the metronome, slowly build your speed with the strum, and play through the entire song, and there you have it. You're singing and playing. Congrats. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. Happy practicing. I hope you have a blast singing and playing, and we hope to see you around the New York City Guitar School community soon.